Hi guys and girls, Michael Warren here from Essential Guitar Lessons, and let's learn how to play Just Like Paradise on guitar by David Lee Roth with the mighty Steve Vai. This is great for intermediate to advanced players to practice joining rhythms and lead playing. Now I'll go through the whole song, then we'll look at the solo at the end. If you like this lesson, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you're having any problems with the song, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Or if there's a song you'd like to learn, let me know. So let's get into it. So just starting with the open A chord, we have the open A string, 2nd fret on the D, G and B string, and we hold that for 3 bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have a little fill in there. We're going to slide up to the 7th fret on the G string, play the 6th fret on the G string, and then the 7th fret on the D string. So then we're going to play an open A palm muted. Now whenever we do a G, this is throughout the choruses, this is the G we'll be using. We'll be playing the 5th fret on the D string, we're playing the 4th fret on the G string, and the 3rd fret on the B string. So we play the G once, and then we have a D over F sharp, and whenever I say D over F sharp, this is the chord we're using. We've got 4th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, and 3rd fret on the B string. We play that once, and then back to our A chord again once. So we play that first part for you now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, is our fill. D over F sharp, and A. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now right at the end there, we're going to come up to the 17th fret on the E string and just slide back. That's low in the mix, but you can put it in there if you want, and that's right before the solo. So with the solo, we're going to start on the B string on the 20th fret, and we're going to do a full bend there. And then we do it again. Then we play the 19th fret on the E string, back to the 20th fret on the B string, 17th fret on the E string, and then 19 slide back to 15 on the B string. Then we're going to do a full bend on 17, let it come back down again, so do a release, and then do a pull off from 17 to 15 back to 17. So let me play that slowly for you first. And that's our first part of the solo. Then we have a little run there. We're going to start on the 16 on the G string. So we have 16, 18, 19 on G. Then on the B string, 17, 19, 20. Then we're going to play the 17 on the E, full bend on the 19. Then we're going to do another full bend on the 19, let it come down and pull off to 17. Then we're going to do a tone and a half bend on the 19, another full bend on the 19, just play the 19, then we do a full bend on the 18 on the 20 on the B string, and then we're going to play 22 on the E string, pull off to 17, 20, pull off to 17 on the B string, and then end with a full bend on the B string on 20. So that's pretty confusing, so let me do that last little part slowly for you, starting from the run. And that's our solo. Now let's play it up to speed so you can see how it all goes together. And that's our solo there. So now let's get into the verse. So our verse is going to start with the D chord, so we're just playing the open D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string. We hold that for one hand, so one hand, and then we palm mute on the D and the G string, holding the D chord down, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're going to play a D sus4. So hold the D chord, just add your little finger onto the 3rd fret on the E string, play that once, and then back to the D. Then we're going to do 2 palm mutes on the D, open string there. Now we've got our harmonics from there, so we're going to play the 5th fret on the A string 2 times harmonic, 5th fret on the D string 2 times harmonic. Now we're going to do this hard one on the D string 3rd fret 2 times, and then back to the 5th fret on the D string 2 times. So then from there we're going to an A sus4 chord. We have the 2nd fret on the D string, the 2nd fret on the G string, and the 3rd fret on the B string. We play that once, and then back to our A chord. Then we're going to go to an A octave chord, so we're still holding down the 2nd fret on the D and the G, but now we're going to use the 5th fret on the B and the E, and we do that 4 times. Then we go to an A sus2, so 2nd fret D, 2nd fret G, and then the open string on the B, play that once, and then back to the A again. Now we have a little fill here. We're going to palm mute the 7th fret on the G string. Then we're going to do a pinched harmonic on the 6th fret with a little half bend, and we do that twice. So then we play the 7th fret on the D string and do a half bend on the 5th fret on the D string. So let me play that whole section for you through slowly first. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's do that up to speed. Now the next part of our verse starts the same. We play the D, hold it for 1 and our palm muting again, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We do the D sus4 again for 1, back to the D. Now the harmonics change here. We're going to play the 7th fret on the D 2 times, the 5th fret on the D 2 times, 5th fret on the G 2 times. We're going to play the 3rd fret on the D once, the G string on the 3rd fret 2 times, and then back to the 3rd fret on the D once. Then from there we're going to our A sus4 again, so we play that once, back to our A. Now we have another little fill here. We're going to come up to the 12th fret on the E string, the 10th fret on the B string, play that once, and then the 7th fret on the E string, 10th fret on the B string, 9th fret on the G string, play that once. Then from there we're doing a pinched harmonic on the 5th fret on the D string. Then we're going back to our A sus2, play that once, to our A. Now we're going to do 2 palm mutes on the A open string. Then we have this little chord here. We're going to play the 7th fret on the D. We're going to mute the G string. We're going to play the 5th fret on the B and the 7th fret on the E. And we're going to slide that back 2 frets. Then we play that again and then come back up again. So the chord doesn't change, we're just sliding it back 2 frets. So now let me play that section slowly for you. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and harmonics. Up to speed. The next part we'll do is the pre-chorus, and this is always the same, and there's a little less gain on this. Now the first chord is an A sus2 over F sharp. Now I'm going to use my thumb because I can't fit my fingers in and get my first finger there. Doesn't matter, it sounds the same anyway. So we're going to have the second fret on the E string, then we're going to play the second fret on the D, second fret on the G, open B, second fret on the G, back to open B, open E, open B, second fret on the B string, so we're putting our finger down and finishing on the second fret on the E, and that's the first part of it. So let me play that slowly for you now. Now the pattern pretty much stays the same. We're just going to use the open A string now, and then second fret on the D string 2 times, G string second fret, B open, back to the G string, second fret, and then we do 2 palm mutes on the B string, and then open E string, open B string, second fret on the G string, second fret on the D string. So we play that little part for you now. So we have. Now we're just going to take our little finger, place it on the third fret on the G string, play that once, and then second fret on the D string 2 times, G string 2 times, open B, back to the second fret on the G, open B string, E string, B string. Now we're going to play the second fret on the G string, fourth fret on the D string, back to the second fret on the G string there. So let me play that part for you slowly now. A little bit confusing, that part, so. Now from there we're going to come up to the 6th fret on the G string. We're going to do a quick slide to the 7th fret, and then play the 7th fret on the E string, 7th fret on the G string, slide up to the 9th fret, 9th fret on the E string, play the 9th fret again, slide up to the 11th fret, play the 10th fret on the E string, back to the 11th fret on the G, slide up to 13, 12th fret on the E, 13 on the G, slide up to 14, and the 14th fret on the E string. So. So we play that through up to speed now for you. And that's our pre-chorus, and that stays the same all the time. So now let's do our first chorus. So we're going to start with our G, the G we used in the intro, play that once. Then our D over F sharp, which we did in the intro, and then an A chord from there. Now we have our harmonics, so we're going to play the 5th fret, E 2 times, B 2 times, G 2 times, and the D 2 times. So that's pretty easy there. Then we go back to the G again, play that once, D over F sharp once, and then our A once. Now we have a little fill. We're going to take the 12th fret on the D string, slide up to 14, play the 14 on the B, and then we do a pinched harmonic on the 14, the 12th fret on the B, 14 on the G, and another pinched harmonic on the 14th fret on the B string. There, so if we play that slowly, and then we're sliding up. Then back to the G again, our D over F sharp, our A. Now this time our harmonics, 5th fret again, but starting on the B string, so 2 times, G string 2 times, D string 2 times, A string 2 times, then back to the G again, D over F sharp, and A. Now we have another little fill at the end here. We're going to bar the 17th fret on the B and E string. We're going to play the 19th fret on the D string and mute the G string. So we're going to play that and slide that same chord back to the 14th fret. Play that one again. And then we're going to play the 14th fret on the D, G and B string. And then slide back. So slowly. So let me play that whole chorus for you slowly, then we'll do it up to speed. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, harmonics. And again, G, D, F sharp, and our A, and our fill. Back to our G, D, F sharp, A, harmonics. G, D over F sharp, and A, and our last fill. Let me do that up to speed for you. Our harmonics. Our fill. Harmonics starting on the B string. And our fill at the end. Then from there we're going to have our second verse. Let's jump into that. So we're going to start this next verse the same as we did the first verse. We could play our D and our palm muting for 2 bars. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and our D sus4 back to our D. 2 palm mutes there on the D string. Then we do our A octave chord again. We did this in the first verse, so 5th fret on the E and the B string, 2nd fret on the G and the D, and we do that 4 times. Now we play our A sus4, same as before, once back to our A. So then from there we're coming up the neck, we're going to do a different chord here. We're going to play the 12th fret on the E string, 10th fret on the B string and the 9th fret on the G string, and we're going to do that 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we come back to our A sus2, so the same as before, play that once, back to our A. Now this little fill we're going to play the D sus4, and we're going to do an upstroke. Then the open E, 2nd fret E, 3rd fret E, then you can do a pinched harmonic on the 5th fret there on the E string. So we play that first part for you slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Up to speed. Now this next part of the verse changes slightly. We're going to play the D chord again, 1 and then our palm muting 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we're going to do it again, 1 and 2. Now on the 2 and, we're going to come up to this chord here, 10th fret on the E, 10th fret on the B, and 7th fret on the G. We play that once, back to the palm mute, play it again, and 2 palm mutes. So slowly, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Back to our D sus4 once, back to our D. Now we're going to use the harmonics we did before. 7th fret on the D string 2 times. 5th fret 2 times on the D string. 2 times on the G string, 5th fret. 3rd fret on the D string once. 2 times on the G string, 3rd fret. And then back to the D string, 3rd fret. And then we're going from there to our A sus4 again. Back to our A octave again, our A sus2, back to our A. Now we have another little fill here. We're going to slide up to the 11th fret on the G string, play the 8th fret on the B string, 9th fret on the G string, 8th fret on the B string, 12th fret on the D string, 8th fret on the B string, and then finish on the 11th fret. And we're going to hold that 8 down the whole time there because we want that sound. It's like a little pedal tone there. So we play that part for you slowly now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Bass us 2. And up to speed. Then from there we do our pre-chorus, which is exactly the same as before. Then we have our next chorus. Now it's going to be similar again, the fills are just a little bit different there. So we have our G, our D over F sharp, and our A, 5th fret harmonics 2 times on the E, B 2 times, G 2 times, D 2 times, so same as before. Then our G again, our D over F sharp, and our A. Now the fill's going to be a little bit different here. We're going to play the 14 twice on the B string, 12 on the B string, 14 on the G string, play the 12 on the B string and use your bar in, and then a pinched harmonic on the 14 on the B string again there. So then back to the G, the D over F sharp, the A. Now this time we're going to do the 5th fret harmonic again, but we're going to play 4 on each string. So on the E4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the B4, the G4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the D4. Back to the G, D over F sharp, A. Now we're playing the E string, we're going to push down on our bar, we're going to do a bend on the E string, full bend, 19th fret. And then back to it, the open E string with our bar again, and that gets us ready for the solo. So we play that slowly for you now. And our A, our harmonics. Our next fill. Back to our G. Our F sharp, our A 4 times, G, D over F sharp, A, and up to speed. Harmonics. Our fill. Harmonics. Then from there we're going from our solo, and we'll do that at the end, and then we have another chorus to finish off after the solo. So let's go through that now. So our last chorus starts the same again on our G, our D over F sharp, our A, 5th fret harmonic on the E 2 times, B, G 2 times, and D 2 times. Then we play our G again, our D over F sharp, our A. So then from there we're doing a pinched harmonic with a half bend on the 4th fret on the G string. Tap on the 16th fret, pull off to the 4th, tap again on the 16, pull off the 4, pull off the 2. Do the same on the D string, tap on 16, pull off the 4, pull off the 2. Back to the G string, tap 16, 4, 2. D string, 16, 4, 2. G string, 16, 4, 2. D string, 16, 4, 2. And then finish on the A string, 16, pull off the 4, pull off the 2, pull off to the open. So. And we go back to our G again, our D over F sharp, our A. Now we're going to do 4 harmonics again on each string, starting on the B string, G string, D string, and A string. Back to our G again, our D over F sharp, our A. Now we're going to do another fill here. We're going to come up to the 19th fret on the G string and the 22nd fret on the B string. We're going to play that and slide back to 16 and 19, so the shape stays the same. Then we play that, slide back to 14 and 17, play it again, slide back to 11 and 14, then from there slide back from there to 9 and 12, from there slide back to 7 and 10, and then from there slide back to 4 and 7, and then slide back to 2 and 5 there. So if we play that slowly. Then from there we just do our G again, our D over F sharp, our A, our harmonics, this time starting on the B string 2 times on the 5th fret, G string 2 times, D string 2 times, A string 2 times, back to the G, D over F sharp and A there, and it's faded out by that. So we play that whole part slowly for you now. So G, D over F sharp and A, our harmonics, G again, D over F sharp, our A, now our back to our G, D over F sharp, our A, now our harmonics 4 times, back to our G, our little run down in the neck, back to our G, D over F sharp, and our A, our harmonics again, and G, D over F sharp and A, and we finish there. So let's play that up to speed now. Harmonics. So that's all the parts of the song. Now let's tackle the solo. So our last part's the solo, and you want to set up your delay so it just does one feedback, so it's just playing one note back to you, nearly at the same level as the note you play, just on quarter notes. So we're playing, it's coming back to me there, just as loud. So while I'm going slowly through the solo, I won't be using that delay, it'll be too hard for you to understand what's going on. So we're going to start on the B string on the 12th fret, we're going to do a full bend there. Then another full bend at the same spot, let it come back down, 9th fret on the B string, then the 11th fret on the G string, another full bend, do a release, let it come down, and then when we come up again, do a pinched harmonic. And then we're going to do a release, but we're going to pick it, let it come down, and we're going to palm mute 9, 11, 9, 11 on the G string there. So we do that slowly for you. Then from there we're coming back to the 4th fret on the G string, we play that once, 6th fret, 4th fret, 6th fret, and that's palm muted as well. Go to the 2nd fret on the A string, and then a pinched harmonic with a half bend on the 4th fret on the D string. And we're going to do a half bend, a release, and then a half bend again there. So, and hold that half bend, and then 2 on the A string, 4, 2, 4 on the A string. So we do that whole part for you slowly now. Now from there we're coming up to the 14th fret on the B string. We're going to play that. We're going to pull up on the bar 1 fret. So we're doing a half tone there. So you're going to the 15th and then coming back. So 12th fret on the B string, 13th fret on the G string. Then we're coming back to the 7th fret on the B, 5th fret on the B, 7th fret on the B, 6th fret on the G, 7 on the B, 5 on the B, 7, 5, 7. So slowly. Then from there we're going to do some little sweeps. We're going to start on the 11th fret, and the sweep's going to be the same each time. We're just moving it up the neck. So we have 11 on the G, 10 on the B, 9 on the E, hammer on to 12 on the E. Then we do the same thing, except we're moving up. 13 on the G, 12 on the B, 11 on the E, hammer on to 14. Now come up to 16, 15, 14, hammer on to 17, and then 18, 17, 14, hammer on to 19 there. So then from there we're going to do 17th fret B. We're going to pick that 4 times, so tremolo picking 1, 2, 3, 4. 16th fret on the E string again 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. 17th fret on the E string 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the 19th fret on the E, 17, 16 on the E, back to 17 on the B, 16 on the G. Then from there we're going to slide up to the 16th fret on the D string, play the 14th fret on the A string, the 18th fret on the G string, back to 16 on the D string, the 19th fret on the B string, the 16th fret on the G string, the 21st fret on the E string, the 19 on the B string, and then we're going to do a full bend on the 24th fret on the E string. So let me play that whole thing for you slowly. And now let's do it up to speed with a delay on. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you soon.